Hey guys, it's Aubrey with Muttley Plans. I hope everybody's had a good day today. So I just got a package, an order from Vanness, and it's my first time ever ordering from them. And I'll be honest, I'm not disappointed. I will say I think Gold Spot sent a sticker. Vanness only sent the stuff that I ordered. Not a big deal by any means. It's just interesting to see the different packaging styles of the different places. Anyways, so what I did is I selected off of the website 5 ink samples that I knew I wanted to try. And then I selected mystery samples, which is basically where dealer's choice, they choose whatever they're going to choose for you, okay? And then I also bought one bottle, which I will save for swatching on a completely different page, just this next page over here. So yeah, if you stay till the end, you'll see what bottle I wound up buying. But anyway, so I'm going to start off with the samples I knew I was going to get, and I was not disappointed by any means by any of these. Alright, so I'm just going to jump in. The first one I got was KWZ Old Gold. So I'd seen this in a couple of videos and I was like, you know, I might want to try it. I'm kind of interested in getting a yellow, but obviously this is not really yellow, is it? It's got a bit of that gold, but honestly it looks more brown to me, like a greenish brown. But still not a bad color. I could see it coming in handy, especially on like in the fall. So this is KWZ Old Gold. And it's really not a bad color, especially when you write with it. It definitely turns a little bit more yellow writing with it. I'm interested to see how it dries, to see like exactly what it looks like dry. The next one is similar, so it's KWZ Honey. And this one's got more of like a orangey, reddish tint maybe to it, but it's not bad either. It's definitely like the color of winter honey. So like when you get that darker honey from the store, that's actually darker because it was made in the winter by the bees, is what our local guy at the farmer's market says anyway. So yeah, it's kind of like a winter honey color. Really nice. It's very rich. It reminds me vaguely of Ferris Wheel Press, Autumn and Auburn. But I do like how it kind of lightens up. I'm interested to see how this does in a pen. Like, is it going to be really saturated to where it's like this brown? Or is it going to be more like this HON portion of the honey? Because if it's that HON portion, that's very pretty. If it's that darker version, I feel like I have a bunch of other colors that actually are similar enough to where I wouldn't need a bottle. And I've said this before, but I'm doing my best to commit to only getting samples until, like, get the sample so that I can decide, do I want a whole bottle or not? All right, this next one I had to get. So this is Robert Oster's Cities of America, Oklahoma City. And if you don't know, I do live in Oklahoma and frequent OKC quite a bit. It's a really nice place. If you are around or in that area, you should absolutely go check out this little stationery store called Chirps and Cheers. It is a great little store and woman owned. So this is Oklahoma City right here. And I got it because of the name, but also because my husband had mentioned wanting like a dark green for his fountain pens, because he has 2 now. So I went ahead and got this, and you know, I've been kind of on the lookout for a dark green as well. So this was just kind of perfect. Not only was it about the state that we live in, but it's that dark green, and I love how much lighter it is in this writing. Hopefully I don't misspell Oklahoma. Oop, a little bit more. All right, and that is Robert Oster's Cities of America, Oklahoma City. So, and hopefully y'all can see that. So I've got 2 more that I'm gonna do. So this next one that I'm gonna do is Ferris Wheel Press Bluegrass Velvet. And this one was gorgeous. I mean, golly, look at that. I want to put it side by side with Squeaky, because if you've seen a couple of my past videos, you know that I'm looking for that teal that matches Noodler's Squeaky, but doesn't have that long dry time that Squeaky has. And this is pretty darn close. So this is Ferris Wheel Press. Bluegrass, wow, that's a long name. Okay. I'm just gonna squeeze it in here. Okay, and that is Ferris Wheel Press Bluegrass Velvet, and I am in love with the look of this. Love it. Super excited to ink it up and see what it looks like coming out of a pen. It's just gorgeous. This next one is Pannonia 008 in the color Patina. And this one's a little bit lighter, but I thought it was so pretty on the website that I decided to give it a try. So we'll just have to see how it, don't run away from me. We'll just have to see how it does coming out of a pen. There we go. See, and it's a very pretty, like, muted turquoise. So this is Pannonia, Pennonia, and then in the color Patina. Yeah, and so these are the 5 that I knew I was getting. Okay, had to stop and call my mom. So anyway, moving on to the mystery samples that I got. So these again are samples that I had no idea what I was getting. Also, just to draw your attention to my mistake, I misspelled mystery, and so I added the E in. So that's why I have that there. Anyway, so gonna start with Van Diemen's Birds of a Feather Hummingbird, and this actually has a little bit of shimmer, so you gotta shake it up some. And I actually really like this one a lot, to the point where I might wind up getting a bottle. I'm gonna wait to make that call until after I have written with it, but oh, it's so pretty, and I hope that I got some of the shimmer in there. Yeah, let me shake it up again, because I don't think I got the shimmer that I wanted out of that. But it is such a pretty little thing. But yeah, it's like this dark green, and it definitely stays on the darker side. Like, it doesn't get much lighter, but oh, it's so pretty. And this is Van Diemen's Hummingbird Wing. And it is the shimmer is coming out on this swatch. I will absolutely do like a close-up of it, but it is gorgeous. So the next one, which one do I want to do? Oh, I have so much so many options. So the next one I'm going to do is Colorverse Project 002 Bluish Green. And this one is one that I'm interested to see if it if it's close enough for me writing with it to Noodler Squeateague as well. It looks like it's a little bit too blue, but maybe like writing in a fine nib or whatever, I'm wondering if it won't show up more like that Squeateague. Definitely we'll just have to see bluish green. Yeah, I'm excited to ink several of these up because several of them are like, oh, that is such a great color. And it makes me want to continue doing these little mystery samples, because I didn't even know. I would have probably never picked Van Diemen's Hummingbird Wing out of a lineup of things to try. And I definitely wouldn't have picked this Colorverse Bluish Green either for it. So I'm super happy that I got that. This next one is very black. This is Noodler's Black Erase, which I'll have to look that up, I guess, but it's crayfish food. And it is very thick and very black. Like, you can see what it did to this bottle. It doesn't play around. I'll be honest, this is not my favorite. Oh, that's a lot. Yeah, that's like, ugh. And my husband saw this one and he was like, Oh, I like that one a lot. I was just like, oh, okay, I guess. But yeah, look how that spread out right there. I don't know if it was just because I had so much on the end, on the nib, or if it's like, yeah, or if that's like how it's gonna write out of a pen. Also, look at the nib right here. Like, it's coated, and that's after I dunked it in water. Like, look at that. So let me wipe that off. But yeah, that's Noodler's crayfish. This is only the second time that I've gotten like a mystery samples. But I think it's a trend that they always include at least one black, into the samples. Let me know if that's true or not, but that's kind of something I feel like I'm picking up on, because both mystery samples that I've gotten ever from, and it's from two different places, has always included a black one. And it's also coincidentally, no, actually the last one was Private Reserve Infinity Black, but then I got this Noodler's one this time. So this next one that I'm going to swatch is Robert Oster Carbon Fiber. And this one is a gorgeous blue. Like, I like it a whole lot. And I wonder if it's gonna be like a sheener or something. That's another fun thing, is like, I don't have a clue like if these are standard inks, if they're gonna have a shimmer like this hummingbird, or if they are gonna have like a sheen going on. So Robert Oster, and this is Carbon Fire. And that was very messy handwriting on my part. So I'm excited to see like if that one sheens or not. Okay, and then this next one's actually an scented one, and it's called Incray Scented Orange. Yep, nope, does not smell like orange, in case you're wondering. And that's a very pretty orange there. So something that I've heard about scented inks is that they bleed through paper really badly. And yeah, so, and they feather. So let's see. Wow, this is writing. Yep, there it goes. It soaks it all in. This is Incray Orange. I'm trying not to spend too much time, like, or be slow writing that, but that is still very, yeah, that's thickums. Let me check the back of that. Yep, there it is. Of course, on this Stalogy paper, a lot of these are bleeding through, so it could just be the Stalogy paper and not just, like, the ink itself. So I think that'll be interesting to get some of these in a pen to see if they actually do bleed through, or if it's just this paper and the fact that I'm swatching. The next one and the last one of my samples is Rohrer and Klinger. Oh dear. Fernabuk. So let's see. And this one's like a very, I think it's a red. I think it's a very bright red. So that's pretty cool. And I'm just gonna put an RK yeah, that's a very, very bright red. This is... All right. And that is it for my samples. So, if you've made it this far, thank you for watching. If you haven't, then you're not going to see which one I got in a bottle. But anyway, so what I got for my bottle is this Diamine Rosewood. It's 75 mil, so I don't think I'll ever need any more. But yeah, 160 years. So I don't know if this is like a specific ink that they made specifically for their 160th year or not. But the packaging's really neat. And then opening it up, and it's got these cool little ink splatters. And this is the bottle. It's very pretty, and so it's this rosewood. It's got Inkwell, made in the UK, and it's pretty full. So let me flip this over gently. Okay, and that red kind of, but I think that's because I, you know, did the things with it. Let me grab, yeah, I'll just grab this real quick. Get my little Coffee Monsters code deal. All right, so without further ado, and this one I had in a sample, and I was super stoked about, like, I just loved the way this looked. And yes, it's a brown, which honestly, it's like a pinkish brown. It's different. But I love this ink, like, quite a bit. I mean, just look at that. That's gorgeous. And so I knew, because I enjoyed like using it so much when I had the sample, that I was like, yep, I'm absolutely getting a bottle of this. So this is Diamine. So yeah, it's just so, it's beautiful. And something I've noticed, like writing with it in an actual pen, inked up and everything, is that it behaves a little bit differently when it's inked up in a pen. Whoops, I shook y'all. And it's actually like more of a like lighter, dusty, pinkish brown. And I love that so much. But here, let me grab that, and I'll just bring it up to y'all. So yeah, this is Diamine Rosewood, and I got it in this bottle. Gorgeous, so beautiful. And then let me just maneuver this a little bit. There we go. And I'm going to swap this over. And now I'm going to show you the different samples. So, got KWZ Old Gold. And then Honey, which, I love this color. Like the HON coloring. Gorgeous. Oklahoma City is looking really, really nice. And then I've got Ferris Wheel Press Bluegrass Velvet. I cannot wait to ink this up because I think it's going to be pretty close to Noodler Squeateague, and I'm excited for it. Pannonia Patina is here. So that one I'm excited to see how it does in a in a pen, but I'm worried that it might be a little bit too light for what I want, so we'll have to see. This one I'm excited to ink up. Like, it's this Van Diemen's or Damon's hummingbird wing, and it's got a little bit of a shimmer. Hopefully y'all can see that. But yeah, it's beautiful. I think it's my only one that I got that was a shimmer, which is interesting. And then I've got this color verse right here. And it's very similar. I think that might be the most similar out of everything to the Noodler Squeegee. So I'm excited to see how that one looks on paper as well. This Noodler's crayfish food, I could do without, honestly. So if my husband winds up liking it, it's all his. Then you've got Robert Oster, Carbon Fire. And it's just kind of a plain old dark blue. I don't really see any sheen or shimmer. I don't know if it's just the paper or what, because this paper does seem to be pretty bad. Like, look at all that bleed through right there. But that's what it looks like. And then this Encre Orange, which truthfully, I don't think I'm going to use. We'll see, but I don't think I'm gonna want to use that. And then this Rohrer Klingers Fernambuk, maybe. It's a very pretty red. I like that. It honestly, it reminds me of like a elementary school classroom. So I'm excited to ink that one up as well. But yeah, these are the inks and samples that I have gotten. Super excited to now have a bottle of this Diamine Rosewood, and I'm excited to play with these as well. So I hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, please give it a like. That is for free. And also, if you haven't subscribed, consider subscribing. I will see you in the next video. Bye.